to the Love Letters from Lincoln podcast. How are ya? It's been a couple weeks. I was extremely sick last week and it lasted for a good 7 days, you guys. I don't know what it is about my immune system. Ask anybody from my personal life, they will know. And my work life, actually. They will know that I have the weakest immune system ever. I was going to say on the planet, but that's just like not true at all. But I do have a severely weak immune system and I get sick all the time. And sometimes, I forget to take my vitamins and certain things that are supposed to help me with that. And my doctor tells me every time I go back, hey, you need to be taking vitamin A, B, C, D, E. Hi, Toby. Guys, Toby is so funny whenever he peeks through my door. He puts his head through the crack first and just stares at me for a minute, and then he walks fully in. Anyways, he's gonna go sit by the window. But yeah, my apologies for not doing an episode last week. I physically and mentally could not do it, and like always, I want to be completely authentic when I show up on the pod to you guys, and I want to be transparent always with how I'm feeling. So we have a lot to talk about today. Because I was gone last week, I have plenty of updates to supply you guys with, and we're going to go through those. We're going to, go through the weekly report, and then I wanted to share with you guys a little Christmas bucket list that I have for myself before the season ends. So let's get started. I triple checked today that my thing was recording, that my mic was working, and that my audio was working, but we're gonna actually check again real quick because I'm terrified. Also, how the heck am I supposed to access my... Oh, there it is. Sorry, I had to pull up my notes for this episode, and I just wanted to, because the last time, I think my mic stopped recording when I was doing the episode with Hallie because I tried to click on my notes PDF, and it suddenly exited me out of my microphone, I guess, but we're still recording. Audio's recording, video's recording. We are all good to go. I'm pumped up. Let's start. Okay, guys. Life updates. I have so many written down. Oh, by the way, if you notice, I have a new friend on my bed. If you're watching on YouTube, this is my new jelly cat. It's a snow dragon, and it is the most adorable thing ever. He's huge, by the way. This thing is as long as Toby is. Maybe a little bit shorter, but this is my snow dragon, and his name is Snow. His name is Cornelius Snow, okay? Snow for short, but I love this guy. I've been sleeping with him every night. He's so cozy. Jelly cats are so soft, and honestly, the price is a little outrageous for a stuffed animal, but they really are great quality. So soft and so squishy. So, there's my new friend. Anyways, life updates. Would you guys believe me if I told you that I had never, ever, in the 10 years that it's been out, I've never seen the movie Interstellar? I know. Moment of silence because what the hell, Lakin? That's one of the best movies ever created. I'm yeah, I know now. I know that now. Okay? My sister I was talking to her the other day. She's home for break. She's home for Christmas break. Ashlyn's here. I'm so excited that she's here. I tried to convince her to get on the podcast, and she was like, Lakin, I can never do that stuff. She's really not the type of person to do videos or podcasts or anything like that. She's not really a fan of being in front of the camera, but that's okay. Maybe one day I'll convince her to get on. Anyways, the other day she was like, hey, me and my friends are going to see Interstellar in the IMAX for the 10-year anniversary. And she was like, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I've never seen it. And she was like, Lakin. And boy, am I glad that I saw this movie for the first time in theaters, let alone in the IMAX. Incredible, impeccable cinema. That is one of the greatest pieces of cinematography I have ever seen. I don't know if I can say the best. I need to evaluate my movie list. But that movie is incredible, and I have not stopped thinking about it since. It's consumed my every waking thought. It changed something in me. I remember coming home, and my dad was like, so, what did you think? And I literally looked at him, and I was like, I feel like seeing that movie was a pivotal moment in my life. It was a turning point. It really made me stop and think, first of all, that movie, emotions run high. If you've seen it, you know. I sobbed at multiple different points of that movie. And the thing is, it's like, it's not necessarily a sad movie. It gives you a range of emotions. I was texting my friend Sydney about it, and I was like, oh, sorry, I just got an important work text. Please pause. Okay, anyways. um, where was I going with that? Oh, I was texting with my friend Sydney. Shout out Sydney, love you, girl. And she was like, so how was it? Because I don't think she's ever seen it either. Or she said she saw it a while ago and forgot or something. I don't know. But I was telling her, I was like, you experience every single emotion in this movie. Like sadness, anger, hope, loss, hopelessness, betrayal, anxiety, heartbreak, passion. Honestly, the main theme that stuck out to me was um, just being passionate about something and wanting to show up and make a change in the world. And I think it really stuck with me how the main character just wanted to make a change in the world so badly. And I think like family and love were also huge themes in this movie. It was a story, it was a tale of how connections with people are so strong and can mean life or death. And I just love that so much because if you know me, I mean, you guys know me by now, like, I feel things very, very deeply. And I did not take the themes in this movie lightly. I did not take this movie lightly. It truly changed something in me. And I've always been a passionate person, but I feel so passionately about this movie and about the message behind it. And I just think that if you have not seen it yet, everyone should go watch this movie. It's Interstellar is truly one of the greatest movies of all time. And I say that with full confidence after seeing it one time. I could go on and on about it, but seeing that for the first time at the top row of the IMAX was a life-changing moment for me, and I will not stop thinking about it. I like literally went home and journaled about it. I sat there and I wrote, and I just think that a good piece of art can really inspire you and kind of get you out of a slump. I mean, not to go on a tangent, but I've been struggling with writing recently. You guys know I've mentioned in the past kind of writing a book, and I love to write poetry. I love to write short essays and just kind of whatever comes to my mind. And I was thinking about how I really only ever write whenever I'm inspired by another piece of art and another work of art. And I don't know. I kind of want to read you guys what I wrote. Maybe I'll do that because it was really special to me. I'm gonna read you guys. This is you heard it here first. This is um a short little excerpt from my book, but here is what I wrote down. Truthfully, I don't know how to write in my own words. I only know how to write from those who inspire me. Every piece of my art is derived from someone who came before me. Is it possible that those who came before me, too, only gathered inspiration from those who came before them? Where did art begin, and will there ever be an end? Is it eternal, a spectrum, a fine line of creativity and unimaginative? I only sit down to write when I feel moved. Typically, I feel the highest level of emotion after finishing a life-changing book, seeing an incredible cinematic masterpiece, or having a deeply grounding conversation with another human being. However, at what moments do I feel most emotional with myself? I worry that my creativity is never pulled from the center of my being, but instead a causation of another body of work. This theory brings me back to a different point. Were we always meant to be a continuation of those who came before us? Maybe it is not our purpose in life to be new or different, but to be an extension of what art has already been created. To forevermore be immersed into what has been and become even more acquainted with it. Maybe the art we continue to create is not meant to be this brand new phenomenon, but is only meant to challenge what has already been said and done. Written by Lincoln Olmsted. Anyways, that's enough of my Interstellar tangent. Please go watch it if you haven't already. And when you do watch it, just make sure you're fully immersed in it. I recommend no 3 screens. You know, this is a 1-screen deal. You need to be completely locked in. All right, let's take it back and talk about this wonderful Christmas market I went to a couple weeks ago with my friend Reagan. We attended this Christmas market at a little farm that's about 10 minutes away from my house. It's this adorable little farm called Cassidy Farms or Cassidy Estate. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Cassidy Station. I'm not sure, but it's a farm Airbnb type deal where they have a couple places you can stay, but it's also a wedding venue, I believe, and of course, like, it can be a venue for other things. And there's also like some shops inside of it. They have cows. I think they have horses. Not sure, but they had a Christmas market, and they had like over 60 vendors. They had so much shopping. They had food trucks. They had coffee bars. They had ice skating, Christmas lights, charm bars. Kendra Scott was there. Santa was there. It was such a fun time, and it was a beautiful day when we went too. It was like one of those winter days where it wasn't freezing cold. It was sunny and like 55 degrees out. Beautiful day. My point of this is, Reagan and I were browsing one of the shops there, okay? I was looking through baby clothes because I have nephews, and I was like, oh, these are so cute. I accidentally dropped one of the pieces of baby clothing on the floor, okay? And this old man next to me seemed super nice at first, was like, oh, let me get that for you. And I was like, thank you so much. I can't really bend down right now because I was in a skirt, okay? I was in a tight little skirt. Well, not a tight little skirt. It was family friendly, but if I bent down, it wouldn't have been so family friendly. You know what I mean? And I had tights on, but still, something could have been seen. So he bends down to pick up this piece of clothing for me. As he is getting up, I kid you not, you guys, tries to get a look up my skirt. He tries to get a look on my skirt, and I kind of move away. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And mind you, the girls that are running the shop are kind of watching, and they obviously look a little uncomfortable too. And I didn't notice this at first or think anything of it, but when I walked in, you could tell that he was talking to them and they were kind of bothered by it, and they were just kind of like, well, okay, haha, kind of laughing something off. And so he's getting up, but he's taking a long time to get up off the floor with the clothing item, and he's trying to look up my skirt, and I move away, and then he hands it back to me. He's like, well, before he hands it back to me, he's like, can I get a hug since I picked that up for you? And I was like, no, it's okay. And he's like continuously trying to hug me and moving closer and closer, and I literally had to put my hands on his chest and say, no, thank you, I really don't need a hug. And then I just walked away. It was so weird. I think, like, as he was walking away, he was like, I'll just find someone else to give a hug. And I immediately grabbed Reagan and I was like, let's get out of here. It was so gross and weird. And ladies, just let that be a warning to you. I mean, we hear it all the time, and it sucks that we have to be so cautious of things like that, but be careful, and you don't have to let people, like, I feel like I'm always too nice, and for a moment there, I was about to let him hug me, but I was like, you know what? No. Ew, I don't have to allow him to do this. I can fight back, essentially. So I pushed him away. Really awkward. We left. I don't want that to taint my experience at this farm. It was not their fault, obviously, that man was there. It was a beautiful market. It was a wonderful time. I just wanted to share that weird experience that I had. Okay, another life update. So last weekend, my wonderful best friend and former roommate, Jordan, graduated college. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of all that she's done, and I'm excited to see where she goes. But we went out the night after her graduation to celebrate, right? And me and my friends see this guy that we had met previous weeks. And we were, me and Brittany were talking about how we were like, oh, he's so cute. Like, we had thought he was so cute before. We come out of the bathroom and we're talking about him. And I don't know how to explain the layout of this bar to you, but okay, picture the bar, right? And there's the bartender and the stage. Okay, I'm not really good at describing this. Okay, picture a bar. Right next to the bar top is the bathroom. So, like, it's like next to it, but behind it, sort of. So once you come out of the bathroom, the bar is like to your left, if that makes sense. So this guy, we'll call him Ethan. Sure, we'll call him Ethan. Ethan was standing at the bar, okay? And we're over here being like, oh my gosh, Ethan's so cute. Like, we should go talk to him. Like, haha. We look over, he's legit 2 feet away from us at the bar when we come out of the bathroom. And we've been talking about him for like 5 minutes. And he's just right there. And he totally heard us talking about him. And we left the bar after that. But I just thought that was kind of a funny thing to share. Ethan, if you ever happen to stumble upon this episode, even though that's not really your name. I feel like you know who you are. I'm sorry. But you are a good-looking man. Anyways, I want to touch briefly on how the Eras Tour is over. I'm so sad to see it end, but Taylor deserves this break so much. Like, she just deserves to go home, spend time with Travis, and have her freaking alone time with friends and family. She deserves it so much, and I'm so proud of her. I want to talk a little bit about how her final surprise song mashup was Long Live New Year's Day and the manuscript. Like, she basically just gave us, like, that's just like a love letter, you know, to this experience, to the fans, to everyone who supported her, to her band and her crewmates. Like, that was such a perfect mashup this is the most perfect mashup she could have done. And I want to talk a little bit about kind of the Swiftie fandom and how we've lost kind of what the Eras Tour was about. I think oftentimes, and even I'm guilty of this, and I get caught up in the Easter eggs and the theories and, oh my gosh, when is she gonna drop this album, when she's gonna drop this re-release, when are you gonna drop Rep TV or Debut TV, and which is Taylor's version if you guys don't understand. But I think we get so caught up in when she's gonna drop these things or what she's gonna announce next that we forget, like, she is doing the freaking Eras Tour, this history-making tour that she has been on for 2 years, almost 2 years. She's done so many shows for us. She's sung hundreds of songs for us. She's already given us so much new music. We're still in our Tortured to Post apartment era. Like, she's given us so much. And on the last night of the tour, all people could think about was if she was going to drop Reputation, Taylor's version, or not. And don't get me wrong, I'm wondering the same thing, but I'm really glad, honestly, that she didn't drop anything on the last show of the tour, because that way she just let the tour end how it started. She just let the Eras Tour be what it's supposed to be. And I'm really glad she didn't drop anything. I'm glad that she just did the show how it's supposed to be from beginning to end. And she thanked us and she gave us the most beautiful ending she could have ever. And yeah, I just wanted to touch on that briefly because I feel like, again, even I get caught up in the when's she gonna drop this? Oh my gosh, was that an Easter egg? You know, oh, is she hinting at something? Like, no, you know what? Just let the Eras Tour be the Eras Tour. Just let the TTPD era be the TTPD era. We will get Reputation when we get it. There's no explanation. There's only Reputation. You know, if you get the lore, you get the lore. If not, none of this probably made sense to you. But I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. Speaking of concerts, though, I want to talk a little bit about Gracie Abrams' The Secret of Us Deluxe tour that she just announced. I lost the damn ticket war. I lost the damn Gracie Abrams ticket war. And I'm so sad because this second US leg of this tour, she really only did a few cities for it, like LA, Red Rocks, Colorado, Boston, I believe, or Philadelphia. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, she only dropped a few dates for this tour, and I got the pre-sale code and everything. Me and Sydney got on FaceTime, and we're both in our queues together the day the tickets dropped, and we both get into our respective cities, and the ticket prices are already skyrocketing. Luckily, Sydney was able to grab a ticket for LA, but she spent an ungodly amount, and I just hate that she had to pay that much. I'm so glad you get to go, Sid, but I cannot believe that the ticket prices just already skyrocketed like that. I remember she got in and she was in the queue and she got to her checkout and she had really great price tickets, and then Ticketmaster kicked her out, of course, because that's what Ticketmaster be doing, you know? Like, I hate Ticketmaster. My pre-sale for Colorado was on Axis, which is another fan ticket, what do you call it? Ticket site, I guess. I got my Madison Beer tickets on Access, so I trusted them and I knew it was good and everything is verified. But I get in, I kid you not, you guys, I waited in the access queue for 2 hours. And in the access queue, it doesn't tell you how many minutes it's taking. It doesn't tell you how many people are in front of you like it does for Ticketmaster. It legit just shows you this little blue walking man that's slowly walking across the bar to the end before you get in. That damn walking man will haunt my dreams for the rest of my life because it barely moved. And then suddenly, like, it barely moved for 2 hours, and then boom, all of a sudden I was in. As soon as I get in, you guys, sorry, all the tickets for this show are sold out currently. Yeah. So, didn't get the tickets. Mind you, the opener, she's going back on tour with Role Model. Freaking love Role Model. Tucker is the funniest man on the planet and the sexiest man alive. If you get the lore, you get the lore. But anyways, a little bit disappointed about that, but I'm still hopeful because I'm sure I can find resale tickets. The concert isn't until August, and I have the money for it, a reasonable amount, and I am willing to pay for, like a good seat for a reasonable amount. Do with that info what you will. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about my budget on here, but it's nothing crazy. I'm just really hoping I can snag a couple tickets for me and my sister because I know that we both really, really want to see them. So, everyone pray for me. Just a couple other random updates. I got some book mail from my bestie Sydney. She sent me the cutest little Christmas card and it made my whole day. I'm such a sucker for handwritten notes and I think that they are just so special. So it was nice to receive that from her. Thank you, Sydney. I love you so much. I nannied this past weekend and my sweet girls Briley and True did a Sunny Angels unboxing with me. We did the cat series Sunny Angels and I got 3 of them, and then I also got a Candy Series keychain. Briley pulled a secret Sunny Angel for me. If you look up Sunny Angels Cat Life Series Secret or Lucky. So Secret, there's only 2 of them, and they make like a very small amount. Lucky, they also make a very small amount, but they make more than the Secret ones. So she pulled me a Lucky one. And it's this cute little cat that has like hearts on its overalls, and its tail is shaped in a heart. Anyways, we screamed. We were so happy when she pulled that. And she felt so proud that she pulled it for me. And I also got a little black cat, which is so perfect because obviously you guys know my cat Toby is black. And then I got an orange little tabby cat. And I'm just so happy with the ones that I pulled. So just wanted to give you guys an update on that. True counted all my Sunny Angels. And she says that I currently have 28, which is freaking crazy. And let's fingers crossed that I get more for Christmas. But I need to slow down on Sunny Angels for a while, so if you want to go watch my unboxing, it's over on my TikTok. The author of a book that I recently just finished, a 5-star read, might I add, I believe her name is Rachel Schneider. Let me fact check that because I don't want to get it wrong. Oh wait, I have it on my... Yeah, it's Rachel Schneider. She is the author of a romantasy called Metal Slinger that I just finished. I rated a 5-star. It's impeccable. Beautifully done book. Sydney put me on to it, and she did not lie when she said that it was amazing. So this author followed me on Instagram, and I thought that was so cool. I just thought it was really special, and this is a fairly new book. It just came out this year, and she's just now beginning her journey as an author. So everyone go give her a follow. Definitely pick up Metal Slinger if romantasy is your vibe. It is nothing really like I've ever read. I thought Sydney kind of said it reminded her a little bit of Catching Fire from the Hunger Games, and I agree with her, kind of like sort of love triangle vibes, but also just the setting is always changing and there's high stakes and there's also this like, a rebellion. It's very, I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it, but if that's your vibe, definitely pick up this book. Alright, you guys, that is enough of my life updates. Let's go ahead and get into the weekly report. Releasing Sabrina Carpenter, her Christmas special came out on Netflix about a week ago. I enjoyed it so much. She is so funny. Her comedic timing is genius. She's hilarious as well as wickedly talented on a mic. I don't know. I enjoyed it so much. And I remember I sat down the Friday night it came out, and I made an espresso martini, and I just sat in my bed by myself with some popcorn and I watched it, and it was the cutest little girls' night with myself, and it was just so fun. Sorry, I need to check and see if my sister's home because my door's open, and if she just like walks in while I'm filming, yikes. Okay, no, she's still at my grandma's house. Okay, experiencing definitely an existential crisis after seeing Interstellar. You guys know I already talked about that, but I'm also experiencing just like the excitement of Christmas coming up. Today, when I'm filming this, it is December 17th, Tuesday. Christmas is basically in a week. I'm so excited. I just am feeling all the fun feelings, you know. Playing and watching, I'm kind of back on my Sims 4 grind again. I'm really into it right now. There's a lot of cute new custom content that I just downloaded, so I'm kind of experimenting with that. I have a cutie little Sim that I made that looks just like me. That's my favorite way to play. And she lives in this little apartment in the city, and she's gonna be an influencer, and she has a cat, and I'm just having fun with that right now. Watching lots of Bookmas videos, lots of Christmas Vlogmas videos, you know, all the good stuff. I have been on a YouTube binge right now. I've also been watching a lot of podcasts. Brooke and Connor make a podcast, What We Said podcast, Des and Sarah's podcast. I think it's called Bookmarked. I have just been loving a good podcast recently, specifically the video versions though. I love watching a podcast on YouTube while I'm just doing stuff in my room or just chilling in my room. I'd rather watch than listen. You know, it's fun. You know the vibe. Obsessing over Interstellar, obviously obsessing over Christmas, still obsessing over Metal Slinger. Again, you guys, I really think you should read it. It is incredible. Reading, I am currently in a tad bit. I'm currently in a teeny tiny book slump, okay? And it's frustrating because we're nearing the end of the year, and I have currently read 42 out of 50 of my reading goal. And I know what you're thinking, like, and you only have what, like 2 weeks left of the year? Yeah. So I think it's safe to say I probably won't be making my reading goal this year, but I am very proud of myself for what I have read. Stay tuned for next week's episode. It'll come out on Christmas Day. I am going to be doing a 2024 book reading wrap up. So we're gonna go over every single book that I read this year. And I'm so excited. That's probably gonna be one of my favorite episodes of the year, to be completely honest with you. Yesterday, I sat down and I just planned out my last few episodes of the year, and I'm super excited for them. I'm super excited for what's to come. I've, already started planning a little bit of things for January and just trying to think of how I can expand the world of this podcast and, what I could do to make it a little more fun. I don't know. I'm trying to plan some new topics because I feel like I've been lacking recently, and I want to provide you guys the best content I can. I think I went through a little burnout session where I just didn't really know what to talk about, and like I've said in the past, I've kind of been wanting to indulge in creating content on other platforms, but I really do want to start putting more effort into this podcast because it does mean a lot to me, and I know I have some loyal listeners that love it, and yeah, I just want to give you guys the best version of Love Letters from Lakin as possible. But anyways, next week's episode, we'll go over like my reading and analytics, all the books that I read this year, all my Fable and Goodreads stuff, all that good stuff, numbers and everything. If you're interested in that, we will go over that next week. I'm so excited. Stay tuned. But reading finished One Dark Window. I rated that a 3.5 out of 5. I think I'm also going to try to start the second one today. Read Metal Slinger, obviously 5 stars. I read a short little Christmas book called Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. I started reading this last year, DNF'd it, so I picked it up again this year, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it for what it is. I rated it a 4 out of 5 for what it is, keywords for what it is, a Christmas romance. A cute little Christmas romance similar to a Hallmark movie. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really cute story. She owns a Christmas tree farm. She childhood best friend type vibe, fall in love, whatever. If that's up your alley, definitely read it. You could read it in a day. I know I did. But currently reading Play With Me by Becca Mack, which is the second book in the... What is that series even called? Hang on, I have it on my shelf. I think it's called... the Playing for Keeps series. I read the first one a month ago, and I want to say I rated it like a 4 or 5 star. I really enjoyed the first book. The second book is okay, honestly. I'm not having the most fun as I did in the first book, but this is a hockey series, but it's also kind of like character study vibes, I feel like. Very character driven. You learn a lot about the characters and their personal struggles and la 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 la. So they are kind of lengthy hockey books, like 500 pages, which normally I feel like sports romances don't need to be that long, but this is kind of reminding me of the Boys of Tommen series. Not completely. I mean, nothing ever could top the Boys of Tommen series, but it's reminding me of that series in a way because it is romance and sports, but also touching on these characters' lives and their own struggles and anxieties and personal lives, if that makes any sense. So that's reading, treating. Nothing, girl. It is Christmas season. I'm treating myself to absolutely nothing because I'm spending money on other people's gifts. So without further ado, let's get into some things I want to do before the holiday season is over. I feel like every year I have this long list of things that I want to do, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to get those things done. But then I wait until a week before Christmas, like literally right now, to start doing these things. And I'm like, why am I not spreading these traditions and fun things out? Why am I not spreading it out over the whole month of December? You know what I mean? For some reason, I feel like I can't start doing things until right before Christmas, but then I'm like, I need to be celebrating Christmas the entire month of December so I can really get into the mood and so that I can actually do everything that I want to do. So, things I want to do before the holiday season is over. Number one, bake and decorate Christmas cookies. I do this every year personally. I'm a baker. I love to bake. So I think the Monday night before Christmas, my sister and I are going to bake sugar cookies and decorate them. Super excited for that. I wanted to do it a couple days before Christmas. That way they were fresh and ready for Santa Claus. But yeah, I think I will probably invite my grandma to do that with us as well as my sister-in-law. Second thing, I really want to try to make homemade cinnamon rolls. I have never made homemade cinnamon rolls before, which is why I will be asking my grandma to help with this as well because she is a master at it, but I really want to attempt it on my own with a little bit of her assistance. So, gonna do that. Because I would really, the ideal situation is to have her help me make those on Monday as well. So anyways, Monday's gonna be a baking day pretty much, but the ideal situation is for her to come over on Monday and help me make those. That way we can eat them on Wednesday morning, Christmas morning. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like we always have cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning or pancakes. And a cinnamon roll is just the best damn thing you could ever have on a winter morning, in my opinion. Like, oh, I'm just imagining Christmas morning. I'm so excited. Me with a cinnamon roll and a hot, steaming, piping cup of coffee and watching everyone open their presents. I can't wait. Ice skating. I haven't been ice skating in a few years and I'm bad at it, but I love it. I think it's so fun. I think it's fun to get all dressed up in your winter clothes and go just ice skating with friends or family. I definitely want to do this. Good thing about this is I have a little more time for this. They always keep it open like through like February, I believe. So that's something, I could do even going into the new year, but it's definitely, I would like to do it around Christmas time just for the vibes. You know what I mean? I need to watch Home Alone. I have not, for some reason, that's like the one Christmas movie I watch the least, I'd say, even though it's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I think, the regular cycle is like Elf, Christmas Vacation, Miracle on 34th Street, Grinch, Christmas Carol. Those are the ones that I typically have in my lineup every year, along with like a few Hallmark movies that I watch every year that I've just grown fond of. But, and The Holiday, obviously. Incredible Christmas movie. Love that movie so much. Probably my favorite holiday movie ever. Anyways, I haven't seen Home Alone in like years, so I really want to get through that series. I just watched the 6th Harry Potter last night. I'm kind of working my way through those as well. I really want to watch White Christmas. That is also one of my sister and I's favorite movies because it has the sisters. Love that song. My grandma showed us that movie when we were very young, and it just has a special place in my heart. So maybe we'll put that on next Monday while we're baking. But need to watch White Christmas and Home Alone. I want to do a Christmas cocktail night. A little bit of foreshadowing though. We are having one this Friday night with my girlfriends. I'm so excited. We are all gonna get together. We're gonna pick a drink that we're gonna make for everybody, and we're gonna do 2024 recap slideshows. I'm so freaking excited. We did this last year, and it was so funny to make slideshows and just kind of go through what we did that year. So I think what we're gonna do this year is, at least what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick like one or two things from each month of this year, and one of them is gonna be like a good, like warm, happy memory, and then one of them is gonna be like completely unhinged, hilarious things that have happened to me. And yeah, we're just gonna, whenever it's our turn to go up and share our slideshow, whenever it's our turn to go up and share our slideshow, we're gonna like pass out our drinks. Anyways, so freaking excited for that. That's honestly all I put on the things I want to do before the holiday season is over. All the other things, like, I was gonna put down go see Christmas lights, but when I really think of it, I don't really care for that much. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I already see them when I'm driving around doing my daily things, driving to work, driving home from work, going to the grocery store. Like, I already see those things, so I'm like, is there really a need to go out and do that? I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love going to like rich big neighborhoods and subdivisions and looking at all their lights because they tend to go all out. But then part of me is like, as I get older, it's kind of weird just driving through someone's neighborhood and stopping in front of their houses. You know, it's kind of creepy. Even though it's fun and like it's fun to look at, I just feel like that's weird. Anyways, one thing I do need to do actually though is get Toby some more gifts, because like obviously his big gift was his insanely giant Costco cat tree, but I want to get him a stocking of just little things here and there. So I'm gonna try to do that. To be honest with you guys, I will be doing Christmas shopping 2 days before Christmas. Don't judge me. I know it's gonna be busy. I know I'm gonna hate myself for it, but I don't get paid till like the 22nd, so that will be happening, unfortunately. But yeah, that's like all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening. I do want to shout out my dearest beloved Briley. This is the girl I nanny. She is turning 12 today. Happy birthday, Briley. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you and all that you are and all that you will become. You are so insanely smart, intelligent, and I just love you so much. And I'm so grateful that your parents chose me to be your nanny. Over the past couple years, I've learned and honestly looked up to you. You are so smart and beautiful inside and out. I love you so much. Happy birthday. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you next week for an exciting video. Exciting video. Pfft, this isn't YouTube, bitch. Exciting episode. I guess it is on YouTube too. Whatever. Speaking of YouTube, I completely abandoned my YouTube channel because I got so tired of editing those videos. I can edit a podcast episode, but anything more than that, girl, that's too much for me. I don't know how people do it, how they keep up with podcasts, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all these platforms. I have to take things one at a time. It is so overwhelming for me. I understand now why influencers have a whole ass team, because this shit is it's time consuming. Anyways, see you next week on Christmas for a 2024 reading wrap up. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys next time. I love you, and this has been a love letter from Lakin. Goodbye.